all, welcome to our channel Way to Know. So in this video we will show how to declare a pin uh, to toggle an LED on an Arduino Nano 33BLE. It sounds very simple, right? Come on, toggling an LED. But if you are a beginner and you are using Arduino Nano board for the first time, and if you haven't used Arduino anytime, then it will be a very tough time actually finding out the right uh, pin configuration to be used. Okay, what do you mean by pin configuration? So basically, this page, what you see here, is from the Nina B306, the U-Blocks module that is there on the board. This is the pinout on that. And this sounds very clear. Like you can see the NRF pin, that means whatever the NRF 52840 chip that is there inside this module is actually connected to the GPIO 1 pin, which sounds very straightforward. Okay, and then P0.14 is routed to GPIO 2 and so on, and you can see all the pins, specific pins are routed, which sounds very good. Now, when you are defining a pin in Arduino and trying to toggle, how do you do? That's the big question here. Okay, and if you haven't used Arduino Uno board, then it's very difficult for you. So let us explain it for you now. So now, this is the schematic of the board, the Nano 33 board, and you can see here this is the module, and these are the Arduino compatible pins that are there on this board. Okay, so for example, if you take SCK, okay, SCK is the serial clock of the SPI, it is routed to the first pin. Now, when you generally do a bare metal programming, you will specifically assign, declare, and initialize a specific pin as per the pin configuration of the chip. Now, Arduino is little different, right? Arduino has all the configuration in the background, and you call out the pin in the Arduino using a different naming convention. So, what is that naming convention? Let us look at it. So, but one thing, what we wanted to mention from this is, let us assume we connected a SCK, that means an LED here to the ground, and now we want to toggle this particular pin such that the LED toggles. So, how do you declare the pin? That's the point we wanted to know. So for that, you need to understand that Arduino has a naming convention for its connector. You have to actually specify the pin by that name. For example, if you see the first pin here, which is shown as TX, in Arduino, we define this pin as D0 or 0. So D0, D1, and then this will be D2, D3, D4, D5, so on till D10, D11, D12, and SCK will be D13. Okay, or simply 13. So this is how we define the pins in Arduino Uno. Now, when it comes to the analog pins here, we define them as A0, A1, A2, A3, and so on till A7. Okay, this is how the pin naming convention is to be done. That's what we have to understand. Now, let us look at the code and the table. So, if you see the MCU pin NRF 52840, which is we are talking about the RX pin here, and this actually we already mentioned, right? The Arduino name is D0. Okay, similarly D1, D2, and so on. And you can see the analog pins we have mentioned A0. So this is how the naming is done. Now, if you want to toggle SCK pin, you have to mention the pin name as D13. So that's how it makes compatible with Arduino Uno convention. Now, if you look at the code, so this is how the code is. Here we we are actually toggling a D0 pin. So that's why the variable here LED pin is assigned D0. Okay. Now if you assign D13 here, the SCK pin will toggle. Now as it is assigned D0, the RX pin will toggle, and the toggling code is just like you will assign the pin mode as output. You will configure the pin mode as output, and then you toggle the pin high and low using digital write function. This is straightforward. Okay, but this is the point which the beginners have to understand, and it's not so clear and everyone struggle with that. Okay, so now the LED toggles. Okay, so here like on the board, this is just a sample. We have this particular LED, onboard LED, which is connected to the SCK pin. We also connected another LED to the SCK pin. Okay, you can see both of them toggling when we give 13. Okay, so this is how we actually assign the pin names on the Arduino Nano if you are using Arduino Nano 33BLE board using Arduino IDE. Okay, so hope we are clear. Please post if you have any questions, especially for beginners. This is very confusing. So you can refer to our blog. We will this specific content is posted on our blog, embedded design blog.blogspot.com. We'll post the link over there. Thank you.